Thank you, Mr. Chair. And, you know, I absolutely welcome the opportunity to speak about the humanity of the unborn child and the science that proves it. The unborn baby has a heartbeat, a separate DNA, its own blood type, fingerprints, arms, legs, hands, and toes. And ultrasound technology continues to advance and provides us with a window into the world of the unborn. But this hearing is not about the unborn child. This hearing appears to have been called to exert improper influence over the Supreme Court on an unfinished, leaked opinion draft. The title of the hearing is Revoking Your Rights, the Ongoing Crisis in Abortion Care Access. But the supposed right to abortion is not found anywhere in the text of the Constitution. It was created by raw judicial power when the Supreme Court usurped the power of the elected officials at the state and federal level and created a right that did not exist. We are a nation of laws. Rule of law only works when we follow the actual text of both the Constitution and the laws made by elected officials, not when the courts create laws out of thin air. If someone thinks there is a law needed, then they use the political process and allow elected officials who represent the voices of the people that elected them to determine what should be in law. This is how the rule of law works. Unfortunately, the Roe versus Wade decision, the Supreme Court abruptly ended the political process. They created a right that did not exist, and they ended the ability of elected officials to make the decision. Roe was bad jurisprudence and should be overturned. Power to legislate on abortion should go back to elected officials. I was glad to hear the chairman denounce the leak. Too many Democrats have been silent on the leak, despite lecturing us in this committee and elsewhere about institutional norms and the importance of following regular order. The leak was a break of institutional norms, trust, and confidentiality. The Democrats did not immediately denounce that leak, and most still have not done so, shows that their words are hollow. They are for institutional norms only when it suits them. Take this hearing, for example. As Mrs. Foster so rightly put it in her written testimony, by holding this hearing before the Dobbs decision comes out, this committee risks the appearance of exerting improper influence over our judiciary by critiquing an unfinished draft the public was not meant to see. Thank you for that. Institutional norms and regular order would mean that we should not be having this hearing at all. The majority is clearly hoping to pressure the Supreme Court to influence their decision. If you care about the rule of law and institutional norms, stop attacking the Supreme Court. Denounce the leak as the despicable act that it is. Denounce the bullying of Supreme Court justices at their homes and in public. Support the overturning of Roe versus Wade so that elected officials can once again make our laws instead of the courts. With that, Mrs. Foster, I just wanted to ask you if there was anything with the questions and the answers you've been hearing, is there anything that you would like to add to the discussion?
Absolutely. I would point out that no one on the other side of the aisle has seemed to say a word about increasing resources for pregnant and parenting women, for getting women out of bad situations. I think every abortion story, there's a common thread there, and that's that every woman who's had an abortion has been let down in some way, myself included. But we were given a one-size-fits-all solution. We weren't given individualized care. We weren't given resources and support and life-affirming options. We were pushed towards abortion. That's why I appreciate what you and your colleagues are doing here, and I'm just so grateful that you're here standing for the human rights of all human beings.
Well, and thank you for being here too, Mrs. Foster. And I just did want to add in my last few seconds, for 50 years, pro-lifers have been standing with the mothers and their children. You talk about, pregnancy centers where pro-lifers wrap their arms around those women and those babies before and after birth. And so for many years we have been doing that, and we hope to continue to do that, but after Roe versus Wade. So thank you very much for being here, and with that I yield back.